Hey guys, what's up? It's Aaron from Black Swamp Outdoors. Today I've got a review for you guys of the Walther P22, so stick around and check it out. So like I said, today I've got a review of the Walther P22 for you guys. And we're going to start with an unboxing and then go into a little bit of a review and even a little bit of range time that I've had with it. So I've got about roughly probably 350 rounds through this pistol so far in a range day with my father. So we've got a few quirks to work out, and we've learned a couple things along the way, so I'm going to share all that with you guys. But first, the unboxing. It comes in a nice quality pistol case. It's got some details on the side, serial number, things like that, SKUs from the store that you bought it from, and that's about it on the outside, so let's open it up. So opening up the Walther P22 here, you've got two nice slides, lockable as well. We've got one 10-round magazine here, set that off to the side. We've got your firearm itself with a Walther chamber flag in there, and it's in a some sort of coated oil bag here to keep from corrosion and things from setting in. Under here, we've got your obligatory firearm lock. And then up here, we've got some paperwork. We've got a owner's manual, an operations manual. We've also got a small toolkit. We'll get into that here in the review. A registration card, and firearm safety depends on you. So just remember that. So we'll hurry up and get into the business of it all here. Get that bag off of this guy. It is a cleared firearm. Obviously, it has the chamber flag in it, but I did shoot it and clear it before this video. So we'll open that guy up and get that out of here. Magazine's clear. I have a clear firearm. So right off the bat, you notice, for me, I have size large to XL hands, gloved hands, and honestly, for me, the grip on the Walther it's very small statured. It's a small framed pistol in all. Being a rimfire, I kind of appreciate that about it, honestly. But being that small, it still fits my large to extra large size hands very well. So this gun ships with two 10-round stainless steel stamped magazines, and the quality of the magazines are very nice. They're super easy to load. They're smooth. The follower and everything and the way it operates is very nice. Springs seem nice. Couldn't say anything better about the magazines. Pretty neat. We've got some laser engraving there. Walther P22 22 long rifle made in Germany. So a quick note while we have the magazine out of the gun. I'm not a fan of this in most quantities of handguns, especially in self-defense duty roles, but the Walther P22 does have a magazine disconnect, so it's on safety right now. That's off safety, and as you can see, we have a dead trigger. This is a single action, double action pistol, so it is single action and it also is double action. So if we go ahead and insert a magazine, right now the hammer is cocked. We'll put that on safe only because what this is a hammer block safety. So if you can see that turn in there, what that does is simply blocks this hammer from contacting the firing pin fully. You can actually watch that drop when I turn the safety off. So that's kind of neat that it is on here for the aspect of dry firing. You really don't have to worry about peening over your chamber or anything like that, breaking your firing pin on a rimfire because it does have this safety on here. We'll put that safety in the on position, and right now it will act in the single action stage. Nice crisp break on that. We have the trigger held to the rear. We'll go ahead and test that reset here just to give you a little. So it's right there. We'll do that again. Right there. Nice short reset, and you can really rip off some rounds with this thing. It actually is a pretty decent trigger in single action. So that's all the way back. Let's check that. There's your double action right there. There's your double action sear. All the way to the back. Show that again. You can hear that click all the way to the back. And I'm gonna guess that's probably a 12 to 14 pound trigger pull in double action. And that might be a maybe a 4 on that single action. One thing I noticed right out of the box with my Walther P22 is the magazine release. It's a paddle release. It is ambidextrous. The safety on this is also ambidextrous. Magazine release is, the slide release is not. Being said, with that paddle release, I did find mine to be extremely tough out of the box. Like, so much so that I thought like it was bound or something. But since I've got those 350 rounds or so through it and fondling it in the house and, you know, just playing around with the pistol, it's smoothed up considerably, to where it's still a little stiff, but it's definitely nothing to worry about. So the Walther P22 does feature 3-dot iron sights. One thing I've read online, and not only on some YouTube videos, but on some written reviews online as well, people note the sights as cheap feeling. You can get a version of the P22 with a fiber optic front sight. You can also buy that fiber optic front sight for $26 from Walther and put it on this if you'd like. For me, I see nothing wrong with the 3-dot sights for this configuration. I think they serve it well. And I also don't necessarily agree with the cheap sight feel. Again, this is not a duty-oriented pistol. To me, these sights on this feel no cheaper than a Glock, or something of the like that has a comparable set of polymer sights, and actually won over on the Glock. It's driftable, obviously, on a Glock, but this one is not only driftable, but it is adjustable for windage with that little screw right there. So that's pretty neat. So like I said, this guy is dirty. I've got about 350 rounds through it. I will go in, I'll put some of that footage in here, and then we'll talk about the results of it. But before we get there, I just want to show you a quick disassembly of the pistol. It's super simple, easy to do. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and, just to double check, pretend you're starting from scratch. We're gonna make sure that it's clear, physically check that it is clear, and you don't have to have a magazine in it. We will go ahead and lock the slide to the rear as it is. We will depress the takedown lever here. So what you do is you pull it straight down and it will stay there. Not like a Glock or anything where you have to hold that tension. You pull that straight down and it stays there. Then what you're gonna do is grab a hold of the slide, pull to the rear. I'm pulling straight to the back right now. Lift up, and it's gonna unhinge off the barrel. Captive recoil spring, unlike the first gen Walther P22. So that's nice, doesn't fling out on you. The captive recoil spring is nice. Let's go to the slide. It is an alloy slide with a stainless steel insert here, with your safety mechanism there at the rear, and your firing pin channel and extractor and everything like that there at the face. So it is an alloy slide with a stainless steel insert. On the frame, you can see that this guy is filthy. Shooting some bulk ammo, shooting some subsonic ammo, things like that. There's not a whole lot going on the frame here. We've got fire control group components back here, your chamber and your barrel. One thing I didn't know about the Walther P22 when I bought it, or when I got it, I've wanted one a long time. I just had a burr up my butt and decided that I wanted this one. And one thing I didn't know is the whole barrel situation, which is pretty cool. So they give you this wrench, and that's kind of hard to do behind the camera. So I'm going to break loose my threaded adapter here. So we'll go ahead and continue to unthread that. So that pops off. All Walther P22s come with this on there, a threaded barrel adapter. What I didn't know is that this is actually a sleeved barrel. So we can pull that sleeve off, and then you're left with the actual barrel of the Walther here. And this is removable. This is the 3.5 or 3.4 inch version of the Walther P22. There's also a target barrel available. So this barrel literally pulls out of here. You can pull it right out, and you can convert over to the target barrel which is a longer barrel from Walther, or if you have the target barrel, you can convert back to this one. So that's kind of neat that it's modular in that fashion, and just a little bit different setup on the barrel that I've never seen before on a. You put your sleeve on, notice that it's keyed right here. It's got a notch right here. So put that on, and you got to kind of hold the barrel like that. I'm trying to do this all behind camera. There we go. So make sure that notch is oriented toward the chamber, and go ahead and put it in the chamber, and I just spin it and put force down toward the chamber, and you'll feel it lock. So it's locked in there right now. We're gonna put our thread to barrel adapter back on, or I should say our thread cover at this point. And we're just gonna snug it up for right now. So reassembly on the P22 is pretty standard, pretty straightforward, just basically the opposite of taking it apart. You're gonna fish this recoil guide rod, recoil spring assembly down into a pocket. For the op rod, you'll just go ahead and you can fish that right into that seat right there. You'll kind of feel it drop in, and it's just kind of a matter of wiggling about, pulling back, pushing down, let her slide home, push your takedown lever up. She's ready to roll. All right, so we're set up here at 7 yards with the Walther P22. We've got 10 rounds of CCI mini mags. See how it functions. Flawlessly. Next up, we've got 10 rounds of Federal 40 grain bulk auto match. Failure to feed. So we had that one failure to feed right off the bat. Then it ran the rest of the 9 just fine. 10 rounds of Aguila Super Extra 40 grain. It ran the Super Extra really well. One thing I think the Walther P22 is really convenient for, especially with its size, is backpacking, maybe even personal defense. So I've got loaded up some Winchester silver tips here. This is 37 grain segmenting hollow points specifically designed for 22 long rifle self-defense. So we'll see how these function. Winchester silver tip, 10 rounds. Keep it pointed downrange, manipulated the safety on it just for fun. What we've got is a failure to eject. Okay, something strange. So I had my hammer fell, but I have no strike on that. So what I'm thinking is it didn't fully go into battery when it picked up this round. This is probably the most severe malfunction I've had out of the firearm yet, and that is with what's supposed to be self-defense 22 long rifle ammunition. So let's reload this and see what happens. All right, so we're going with the remainder of those Winchester silver tips. Okay, similar malfunction. Still got rounds in the mag. Live round, and you can actually see there that it's a little misshapen, and I think what's happening is it's not fully going into battery when it's picking those up. So we've got 2 more rounds of the Winchester silver tip. See if it can do it here. So definitely some hiccups with that Winchester silver tip. I'll run some more and keep an eye on it. Something I should have tried on that second malfunction that I didn't, that I'm gonna see if I can recreate. I got 5 more rounds of the silver tip, is the Walther P22 is single action and double action. So it does have second strike capability. We're gonna load it up and see if we can recreate that malfunction, see if it takes off on that second strike. Okay, so right off the bat, we had another similar malfunction. I'm gonna keep it pointed in a safe direction. This is a closed private range. There's no one else out here but me. So we've had a similar malfunction. The hammer fell. It appears to be in battery fully. So we're just gonna give it a second strike and see if it takes off. We go for 3. Okay. So that's 3 drops of the hammer. And that would be why we had a similar malfunction, but it didn't pick a round up that time. We'll try it with 4 more rounds. Okay, same deal. And again, we did not pick up a round. Very intermittent results with the Winchester Silvertip. Not impressed with that ammo out of this handgun. All right, 10 rounds, 40 grain CCI standard velocity. Failure to feed. Sluggish battery on that. Again, that first round, failure to feed, similar to the auto match, but after that it ran them just fine. Ten more rounds of the CCI standard velocity 40 grain, not a hiccup one. This is a brand new gun out of the box. Keep that in mind. Same thing, didn't feed the 9th round.
Yeah, it looks like the end. They're just like, look how shitty the end is. It's like all rough, like a rough cast.
Like
and all,
a hard cast.
Yeah, and when you look at like the hollow point, they're all different sizes and different shapes. And
37 grain Winchester Silvertip. Second strike capability, it fired. Another thing that I didn't know about the Walther P22 when I bought them is I did enough research to pretty much figure out they all had this threaded barrel, but I didn't know they don't all come with an adapter unless you buy the tactical version. So what I have here is a P22 specific. It has to be a specific P22 adapter because of that collet on that shrouded barrel that I showed you earlier. So this is from Hughes Precision. It's a Walther P22 specific threaded barrel adapter. Gives us some information there. It is a very high quality threaded barrel adapter. I must say the threads and everything on this guy feel super nice. So I'm just gonna swap that back over there, and that's how I prefer to run it. I think it makes it look better. All right, so we got that swapped over a matter of a few seconds. And I think it gives it a better look with that. The threads on this Hughes Precision are very nice, very smooth. I keep everything oiled up properly, but a real quality piece there. We'll dive real quick into the toolkit for the P22 that comes with it. I keep my thread cover in there. You get a little steel wrench, a interchangeable back strap, and in here you get 3 different front sights that are convertible. When you take the slide off, you can just pop them out and pop them in. I'll touch base real quick on the back strap. Mine is wearing currently the bigger of the two. It is bigger, but not by a whole lot. It's super simple to change. It only takes a few seconds. I'll see if you can even get a glimpse of the change. So that's probably fairly accurate right there of the amount of change it is. I mean, it just swells it a little bit more, but not a whole lot. It did change the grip a little bit for me. I think it fits my bigger hands a little bit better with that in there, but I wanted to swap it over anyway just because it came with it. Another thing I like about that insert is the rest of this grip here this is pretty smooth polymer. It's got some nice stippling here. It's well enough to hold on to, definitely for a rimfire pistol. But this back strap is all soft touch rubber, so it kind of gives it a nice grip in the back, in that meat of your hand. When you get a good grip on that, it kind of really locks it into place, and I like that rubber feeling of that grip, so that's a nice touch. So real quick, I'll go over some results from the range. I shot Federal Auto Match bulk through this. That was what the majority of the testing was done with, bulk ammo-wise. It did shoot it, but it exhibited some odd characteristics. The number one being is that if you loaded this magazine with 10 rounds and close the slide, it would chamber the first round, fire the first round, but fail to chamber the 9th round. I should say fire the 10th round, fail to chamber the 9th round every time, religiously. We tried to trick it. We tried to load 5 rounds. It would fail to load the 4th. We tried to load 8 rounds. It would fail to load the 7th. Just something odd with that ammo that it didn't care for. By far the worst performing ammunition was the Winchester silver tips. They were supposedly marketed as a defense round, a role that this could be used for if one person would want it. I'm not going to argue whether 22 long rifle is a self-defense cartridge or not in this video, but it's something that this pistol could be used for, right? So I wanted to test a self-defense oriented 22 long rifle cartridge in this pistol, and it did not perform well. I had multiple failure to feeds, failure to fires, 2 failure to extracts as well with that ammunition. I didn't film all that. I filmed, you've seen the part of it that I filmed, but I didn't film all of it. I shot about 30 rounds of that Winchester silver tip through it. Very unimpressive overall for a self-defense ammunition. On the other hand, a 22 long rifle ammo that this gun really liked was the CCI suppressor. This is a subsonic hollow point. It's a 45 grain, which is kind of neat. I don't know why it really liked this. I don't know if it was the bullet design or what it is about it. They're clean ammo. It's clean burning. It seems like pretty quality ammo, especially from CCI. I shoot a lot of CCI ever since I was a kid. Federal as well, but CCI is my go-to for rimfire, especially. It's what I mainly shoot. It's what I hunt with. That's what I would choose to defend myself with. Maybe not necessarily the suppressor ammunition in this line, but it would be CCI ammo in a rimfire. Nonetheless, it did really like this ammo, and I think overall I had one malfunction to extract with this ammunition. But overall, the P22 did pretty well. I will continue testing it and make an update video in the future on it. Like I said, about 350 rounds. Overall, it did well. It did have some definite issues. It's not perfect. It's not the most reliable 22 pistol I've ever shot. The recoil impulse is smooth and satisfying. The sights are easy to use. And one thing I must say is that it is very accurate. It's very accurate. But that accuracy doesn't mean much if it can't function. So this is a little bit of a loaded question on whether I'd recommend the Walther P22 or not. I don't really know. At this time, I'm definitely not going to recommend it for self-defense. If a 22 long rifle is a path that you're looking to go down for self-defense, at this time, I'm not going to recommend the Walther P22 without further testing. If you want a range toy, it's great. It's awesome. It shoots well, or a suppressor hose, something like that, it'd probably be great for. My wife, she handled the gun well. It's probably great for kids to learn to shoot, or women, or even those that are recoil sensitive, whoever, new shooters in general. It doesn't have to be anything special. It probably is a great pistol to learn on. I'm not going to say that it's, it was bad, or it was bad to shoot, or it was unreliable in general. I'm not going to categorize that far, but overall it did have some glaring problems, and I'm gonna make an update video. I'm gonna continue shooting it. I'd like to get closer to that 500, maybe 800, 750 rounds, something like that through it. I'm gonna give it a good cleaning. That was 350 rounds without cleaning. It didn't seem like, as the testing went, that it got less reliable, so I don't know that the functionality was affected by the cleanliness per se, but I'm going to clean it up, lube it up, and give it another run, give it some more ammo, and I'll be back with an update video here before, super long, and maybe if you're on the fence for buying one or whatnot, or if you're just generally curious, maybe that'll help you out. All right, folks, so I'm going to wrap it up here with the Walther P22. I really thank you guys if you've stuck around this far through my boring video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope it has helped you in one way or another. Please, if you have any questions or anything, comments, send them down below, and we'll do our best to get back to you and help you out along the way. I wanted to thank everybody for staying tuned and watching and continuing to support our small channel here. We're doing our best to get out content and get some videos going that are entertaining for you guys. So thank you again. Thanks for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later.